All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're exploring how generative AI is completely reshaping the professional landscape as we know it. I mean, we are living through what is arguably the biggest technological shift since the invention of the internet itself. And we're going to break down exactly what that means for you. Because this isn't just about playing with cool new tech gadgets. This is a fundamental transformation in how software gets built, how businesses operate, and really how you can position yourself to not just survive, but actively thrive in this new era. Think about this number for a second. Right now, companies in major tech hubs like San Francisco are actively paying anywhere between $150,000 to $500,000 a year for AI engineers and leaders. It's wild. The demand for people who genuinely know how to build and implement these systems is just astronomical. In fact, we're seeing a massive 25% salary premium being handed out to folks who just step up and learn these specialized skills. And look, the gravity of the situation, it's immense. The world's top tech titans, from Elon Musk to Mark Zuckerberg to Bill Gates, they all agree that mastering this tech is the single biggest opportunity in human history. Generative AI is not some passing trend or a buzzword. It's a massive storm that's going to sweep through every single industry. So the real question isn't whether it'll change the workforce. The question is, are you going to be empowered by it or disrupted by it? Okay, so here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with the evolution of artificial intelligence, then look at models versus LLM applications. After that, we'll cover the generative AI revolution, walk through the Bootcamp roadmap, and finally talk about choosing your specific learning path. All right, Section 1, the evolution of artificial intelligence. How exactly did we get here? You know, for decades, AI felt a little bit like a broken promise, didn't it? But it actually evolved in some very distinct phases. Back in the 1950s, we had those very early machine learning experiments. Then, fast forward to the internet boom in the 90s, and suddenly scientists had billions of data points to play with. This kicked off the era of big data and deep learning, using neural networks and GPUs to build these highly accurate predictive models. But the real game changer? That happened just a few years ago with something called transformers. Suddenly, for the very first time, AI wasn't just predicting things anymore, it was actually creating entirely new content out of thin air. To really wrap our heads around this shift, let's compare it to how we used to build software. So think of classic programming like a super strict cooking recipe. You have to tell the computer exactly what to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Machine learning, though, is totally different. It's kind of like showing a computer a perfectly cooked, delicious paella, handing it the raw ingredients and saying, hey, figure out the steps to cook this yourself. Generative AI takes that and cranks it up to 11. It literally gives a computer the power to invent totally new recipes from scratch. Moving into Section 2, models versus LLM applications, and some core architecture concepts. So, everybody talks about ChatGPT, right? But technically speaking, that's just a window into what developers call a foundational model. Foundational models, like OpenAI's GPT-4, Meta's Llama 3, or Claude, these are the massive, absolute brains of the operation. They are incredible, don't get me wrong, but out of the box, they actually have some pretty major limitations. They have limited memory, they can't natively talk to your company's private databases, and they definitely can't just seamlessly integrate with all your external tools. Here's a great way to think about the difference between a model and an application. If the foundational model is the raw electricity, or, the gasoline, then the LLM application is the actual vehicle. It's the machine. The LLM app is what harnesses all that raw intellectual horsepower and directs it to do specific, valuable work for you, like securely connecting to your private HR manual or your company's financial databases. Building these applications, that is exactly where the massive value lies today. Okay, Section 3, the generative AI revolution and this staggering $10 trillion market. Let this sink in for a minute. We're looking at an estimated $10 trillion market for AI-driven services. And as of right now, we've only tapped into about 0.03% of it. That means a whopping 99.97% of the space is completely untouched. It's wide open. The transition from traditional software over to AI-driven reasoning applications is literally a massive greenfield opportunity for developers and creators. And the craziest part is we're seeing this disruption play out in real time. Take Clara AI, for example. The startup operates 24/7, handles 2.3 million customer chats in 35 different languages, and literally replaced 700 full-time human agents, all without dropping customer satisfaction. That's insane. Or look at Harvey and Glenn, who are completely shaking up the legal and enterprise sectors.
These LLM applications are actively dismantling traditional SaaS business models and replacing them with highly intelligent AI copilots and autonomous agent networks. Let's look at Section 4, the Bootcamp Roadmap. How do you actually go from a complete beginner to a pro? Well, we have a carefully structured 3-step roadmap designed to teach you how to build these powerful apps. And the best part, you do not need decades of computer science experience to do this, because modern coding is drastically different from coding even 5 years ago. Now you can actually build using natural language. In the very first phase, Bootcamp 0, you're going to realize something pretty mind-blowing. If you can drive a car or even just give simple directions, you can use AI assistants to build software. We use this concept called B-coding. It's basically just talking to an AI coding tool using plain English, exactly like telling a cab driver, hey, take me to Union Square. Using this approach, people are building projects that would normally cost $12,000 in just a few hours for a total cost of like $12, literally $12. Then, building on that major aha moment, the second phase, Bootcamp 1, turns you into a true LLM app professional. This is where you master advanced orchestration frameworks. You'll learn how to build RAG applications, which basically act as a super smart knowledge base for your private data. And you'll learn to code with bleeding-edge AI assistants like Cursor AI to really start disrupting those traditional business models. You essentially become the conductor of your very own AI orchestra. And finally, Bootcamp 2 takes you straight to the absolute bleeding edge of tech right now, AI agents. This is where we move way beyond simple chatbots. You'll learn to build sophisticated, multi-agent networks using massive frameworks like LangGraph and Crew AI. We're talking about building systems that don't just answer your questions, but can autonomously evaluate, plan, and actually run entire business operations. Imagine having an AI network manage your entire sales department. That's what we're talking about here. Which brings us to Section 5, choosing your learning path, based on your specific background. Look, your learning experience should totally adapt to you. If you're a complete beginner, no worries. You take the step-by-step approach to build a really solid foundation. If you're already a seasoned software pro, find your level. But a quick tip, definitely review the theoretical and strategic parts, because eventually your boss is going to pull you aside and ask, okay, what can Gen AI actually do for our bottom line? And you'll need that context to give them a good answer. Finally, if you're an expert CTO and you're just strapped for time, use the scan, aim, fire approach. Just jump straight into the specific project you need today and backfill the context later. So the main takeaway here is absolutely monumental. Generative AI is a massive storm, and yes, it's going to blow away obsolete jobs and outdated business models, but at the same time, it is so deeply democratizing. By committing to a structured path like this, you aren't just learning a cool new party trick, you're gaining the very real ability to build full-stack, state-of-the-art applications. You are grabbing hold of this storm to drastically upgrade your career, hit that 150K plus salary mark, and secure your professional future. So I'll leave you with one final, provocative thought to chew on regarding your future in the workforce. Are you going to just let this revolution happen to you and risk getting displaced? Or are you going to seize what is genuinely a once-in-a-lifetime historical opportunity, master the tools of the future, and become an empowered creator in a $10 trillion market? The choice and the tools to actually do it are completely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I really encourage you to dive deeper into these concepts.